Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you're in the zone with me, Isaiah, and the zone, and whatever the case may be. And yes, folks, I got another movie review. And guess what it is? It's one of the hit movies of 2015. It's called It Follows. No, that's what the name is called. It Follows is an independent film created by David Richard Mitchell. Hope I said his name right. Looking it up right now. Yep, David Robert Mitchell, and it was written by him as well. And this was a really, really interesting movie. I mean, it was like, it's a modern day type film, and it kind of goes through the whole tropes of a movie type horror film. But one thing it does, it goes back to real roots of horror when it builds up the tension between our heroes and the villain. But in a more interestingly odd way, there's a deep message behind this movie as well that people should not take for granted. And so I'm not going to go over the movie base by base because a lot of things went down, but it's pretty much nothing to say here. It kind of goes through X, Y, and Z, but it's not a bad movie. It's really, really good. So it starts off with giving you a good mystery. Like this woman, this teenage, a young female, I don't know if she's a teenager or not. She was pretty much running frantically in the street, and she was pretty much looking at the camera. She was looking at pretty much why is it ghost, because she saw something that's like something that was so evil that it was coming towards her. We didn't know what it was until like it came to her final hours in the film. She said her piece to her parents and said she loved them, and that was really nice, because in most horror films you don't really get that from like when the first person dies. They don't really say goodbye to their families or loved ones. So this is really nice. It was very detailed, very nicely detailed in that way. And so it was nice. When we got the aftermath, she was brutally killed. It was like, God damn. Her leg was bit the other way. I mean, it's not really gory, which is a good thing, but I like that about this movie. It's not really gory. It's really much down to earth situation, besides the monster. And so we made our main character, our protagonist, Jade, or Jade, whatever her name is, and who's played by, if I'm correct, her name will be Choppy McChoppy, and I'm gonna mess it up. So bear with me. And it says, really? Thank you, Google. Thank you for screwing me up. It's Mika Moore. Really? Micah Moreau. Yes, Micah Moreau, who plays Jay, our main character. And Jay Hyde, that is. And she's pretty much a brash freshman in college type students who hangs out with her pretty much low of her friends, who have pretty much her friends and her are not stereotypical types of a movie or a horror genre. Yes, you could say they are, but here it's not overly blown in your face like, oh, they're the ditzy character, oh, they're this stupid and all. No, they're actually they're really much realistic characters. They're like, you can actually get along with these people. They can be your friends. So it was really cool. And so I can pretty much say I like these characters because they were realistic. They were not overly blown, like hipster type characters. No, like Jay's sister was a hipster, but that was not like a big problem. It was just like she did care about her sister, and how they kind of figure out this whole mess of a problem that Jay has. It was really nice. They actually stick together and try to figure out what's going on, so they can go back to the roots of this whole cause. So it all started when Jade made a nice kid, nice boy named. At the time of that period, it was, oh my goodness, where is that? The freaking name. She met Hugh. Yes, Hugh. And her and Hugh had a nice date. The first date, it was really weird because he saw someone that actually gave him a fright. Like, he saw a woman in a yellow dress. And Jake never saw this woman, which is weird to him. It was like, you didn't see it? So he freaked the fuck out. So he pretty much, on the next date, they had a little more. He went to second base and he got all the way home. Yes, she dropped up on him and base like that, folks. They had sex. It was their first time like that, and it was really nice. She was talking about the moments and pretty much. It was really nice though. That whole scene after the whole day they made sex. I mean, they made love. It was actually really interesting. We got a little aftermath of it. It's like she was talking about the dreams and talking about all that superficial type of things that. What she would do when she was grown up, like she would get like she'll have like some kids, or it's things like that, like have a boyfriend, things like that. It's going on, like typical young adults always say typical bullshit. But it was still nice to see that. It was like fine detail, and I like his actress as well. She plays it off very, very well. And when time went on, Hugh drugged her, which chloroform it is, and he pretty much tied her to a wheelchair, which was like, why did you tie her to a wheelchair? That's what I was thinking. And then he was explaining to her that it follows me. It follows you. It follows me. Now it's going to follow you. I passed on a curse to you. And I was still confused, and she was confused as well. Like, what curse are you talking about? Okay, so he explains like this. It's going to be very hard to comprehend, but it's okay. Trust me, it's taking me a long time to understand this. Okay, so if you have sex, right? And let me start over. Okay, there's a creature, right, who is going to follow you until you're dead. Pretty much, it follows you all around wherever you go. And this is where Hughes explains the basic rules and the do's and don'ts. And maybe not really do's and don'ts, but you can't get the point here. Is that Hugh tells Jay that the monster itself is an entity, a dark entity, that it takes shapes of different people, of all types of different sizes, different height, different color, skin color. It does that to make you feel at ease before you die. So this monster really plays on your fears. It plays on pretty much whoever you're close to. They're gonna play on that fear, play on that thought process. Like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna play with your thoughts. It's like that monster can get inside your head. You can't really tell until it's too late, because the monster itself does not run. It's very slow, but it's very able because it keeps going. Remember, it follows you no matter where you go to. So it's really cool how this movie presented this monster, because I was pretty much scared of myself. It's like, oh shit, look. Because for some odd reason, these monsters sometimes come naked. Seriously, they do come naked. Like, why are you naked? Seriously, why are you naked? But the build-up behind the monster was really good. I loved how it was played out. How he was showing her the monster. Like, this is what it looks like. Like, and she asked her, well, "Who's that character? I mean, who's that person?" He said, "You don't know. It's just what the monster takes shapes of." So I think my theory behind that was who he was in contact with, like his mother or his grandmother, whoever he finds comfort for, the monster would take shape of it. It would take shape of that type of individual, so it can pretty much grab you and kill you and take your essence, really, and move on to the next person. It goes down the chain for where it really started. And so it was really interesting how it plays out. The music itself, the score of the music is just jaw-droppingly beautiful to the ears. It's just, the thing is desperate. Disturb the Peace, the guy whose name is Disturb the Peace, he made it sound like an 80s soundtrack, but like a modern day 80s horror soundtrack, like you hear like in Freddy Krueger, or you hear in oh my god, Friday 13, or a lot of old school movies like that, where you got that whole piano playing and that whole doom-like thriller type scenario comes to play. I mean, hearing that music gets you all hyped up, kind of get you really pumped up for what's going to happen for our characters, and shit does happen. Because since Hugh and Jay are the only ones who can see the creature, because it will not show itself if you have not really had sex with that person. If you had sex with that person, you can see the creature. However, the creature will come after you as well. And when the creature comes after you and you're dead, it will come after the next person before you. So Hugh was pretty much telling the rules of the basics, like you must sleep with someone to get this curse off of you, for buy yourself a little bit more time. But the end of the movie itself is that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you have sex with this person, that person is going to follow you no matter where you go, because that person's going to die and it's still going to come back to you. So in all likelihood, you're kind of screwed no matter what. And I'm gonna get to the whole point of the message behind It Follows, because it's a really interesting message that it plays. And so when the monster does show up, I mean, seriously, it kind of gets like very, very scary, very nerve-wracking too, because it takes shapes of pretty much bloody faced people, or just one of her friends, right? And one of her friends, they wear white clothing, which is weird but interesting. And like this creature is, again, it doesn't make sound, doesn't really make enough noise, but it is intelligence. And it can't open a door, it will break a window, because the monster itself cannot enter different parts of the area. It cannot go to that place over there. I mean, that doorway over there, or that doorway over there. It must go in a straight pattern. You know what I mean? It's like an unstoppable force. It doesn't matter where you hide, it will still find you. If it has an entry to go in somewhere, it's going to go in. So it's not like he phased through objects. It can't do that. But it has superhuman strength, of course, and you can't see it. It is invisible. It's a real like entity that you can't see. But however, the person who does have the curse can see it. And since the monster walks, it comes out of nowhere. You might see in the background of the fucking movie, like, oh yeah, everyone's having fun. Wait a minute, who the hell's that? Who the hell's that? Because you keep on asking yourself, can they see that? Can they see that? And that's how you know it's a monster itself. Because if you ask your friends or whoever is around you, can you see that person? Can you see that person? And if they say, I don't know who you're talking about, I don't see no one. It's time for you to get moving. I mean, really, this actually does a great job of getting the hell out of there. She just got the fuck out of there, like, oh, time to go, because she stole again, it's not be spoilers, but I'm not gonna spoil that much. But she stole a car. She got on a bike one time. And went the fuck out of town, like, oh my god, like, out of here. It was so funny, but it was really cool because it was one scene where she saw the monster, and it didn't really pop like, oh, jump scares. No, it was walking so calmly and softly, like, oh my god, what the fuck? I was just freaking out, and so she was showing her friends that it's there. And when she closed the door, I mean, it can't go any door and stop there. Like I said, it can only go in one entryway. It doesn't do anything else. And so it was really interesting how it all played out. And when the monster itself showed up again by behind her friends' backs, oh my god, I was freaking out. Like, it wasn't scary. It was just so much adrenaline pumping that I was really nervous for this character because since they don't see it, and since it will pretty much follow her friends through the doorway. No, in fact, the monster has no interest in her friends. The monster only has interest in her. It will go through that doorway and like, oh my god, time to get the fuck out of here. And she got the fuck out of here, like, kaboom. And it was really good. I mean, I love this actress. She displayed true fear in someone's own heart. You can tell she did a great job feeling that fear, that anguish, and just pretty much, feeling doomed. And kind of way, she is doomed. She's doomed forever, just like her friends. Well, just like her people she slept with. And it comes to that time of her character development. She's pretty much had enough of this. She's at her loose ends, and so she stops with one of the main characters, Greg. And then Greg was okay, but you don't have to give a fuck about him. You really don't. And that's the one thing there's some big problems with the movie, but I'll get to that last. Is that the main character, Jade, she pretty much goes out her way, has sex with not once. She's a whore. She's this, she's that. Well, look what she's going through right now. She's going through a lot of bullshit, but she has to face off a monster and pretty much give herself some time. And what else? I'm sorry. Oh my god. What? I remember. Ugh. Okay, now back to what I was saying. She has sex with multiple individuals. Again, when the first person that she slept with, well, not the first person, but the second person, that was Greg, and he died. And it was disturbing. It wasn't gory. It was just disturbing as hell. Really, really disturbing. Yeah, it was fucking disturbing. Because it was like, dude, really? Because it takes shapes of what Greg, who he felt comfort for, from what he knows, and the monster took shape of what that person knows. Like, it could be a family member or a friend or whoever. And when that monster has Greg in its sights, it just pounces on him and just, yeah, it kind of does rape you. Yeah, or kills you. And it depends. It depends on what they're gonna do to you. They can do whatever they want to you, as long as they don't touch you. That's what he was saying. If they touch you, you're dead. There's no way you can get out of their grip. And it's very, very interesting. It's very cool. I really do like how it all plays down the road. And you have like her friends who I like a lot. It was her sister, and it was Yoda, whatever her name is, and Jake, right? Let me see his freaking name. Yeah, Paul. Sorry, Paul. And those are really interesting characters. No, in fact, they do fall on the same stereotypical types. I don't think I go into actors' name because there's 3 of them. I want to keep this short as best way I can. But they are really cool. They're very supportive characters for the main character, like Jade, for example. And when they see fear in their eyes, they do a great display of fear. Greg is the only one I didn't really like because he didn't really get that much screen, he didn't really get that much development, and plus because the movie's not that long, it's actually 100 minutes long. It's just like, damn, that's short. It is short, trust me. When you watch it, it goes by really fast. But going back to the movie itself, the friends itself do all the best they can do to save Jade. And when they have contact with the monster itself, it's like they feel that there's a real entity force. When the monster lifts up her hair, homie, I was like freaking out even harder. Like, what the fuck? What was that? What? Oh my god! It's like it was so nerve-wracking. It's like because the monster it walks so slow, but has strength of unimaginable strength. I know I said this word too. It has unstoppable strength, put it like that. Is that wow? I mean, your character got so. I mean, his life was in danger, and they tried to do their best. And poor Paul, he tried to hit it with a chair, which didn't do nothing, but it was a real force, a real entity. No fact, it was invisible. It was a still entity, which the chair broke. So that thing pushed him aside, like, man, get the fuck out of here. He flew too, but it left them marks. Really, this detailed scratch-like marks, and they broke free. However, the monster has three big weaknesses. Number one, since it's slow, you can't escape it, which is no big thing. However, you just live on borrowed time. Because since it walks so slow, you have to be on your A game and pretty much never go to sleep again. Number two, it can't phase through objects, so it can't go through doors. It has to really knock on a door. Literally knock on the door like a vampire must ask for permission to go inside your house. That's how that situation. And number three, it can be wounded. It can be killed too. For a brief moment, that is. Because there was interesting gunplay in this film. And then in the last ensemble act, it was trying to kill it. It was trying to trap it too. It was really, really cool too. They thought very smart. Since Jade can see it, they're gonna put objects in front of it. And wherever it does the throw at Jade in the pool, that is, they're going to strike. And holy fuck, that got me like, that's when I got really, really off the chain nervous and pretty much freaking out over the characters because homie couldn't shoot for shit. He shot one of his friends. That was funny. It's like, you shot her in the leg, you dick. And so this that played out, Paul still was a cool character. He still pulled it through. He saved Jade's life. Not once, but twice. Because she shot that fucking thing in the head. And because her sister put a blanket over it because you couldn't see it. It was invisible. However, it still had a physical form. So you have to find it and kill it right now. And then the pool scene got even more crazier. So when the bullets were flying through the pool, it was like, come on, dog, hit it. And when he hit it in the head again, it died. And all that, it was just really, really cool ending for that monster. However, it's not really dead. However, we gotta talk about the bad part. I talk about Greg. Is that the movie is not that long. It kind of has no room for development for either of the characters. We don't get that much story from pretty much her friend's side and her sister's side, because I know there's going to be more storytelling here, because the environment tells you more what's going on around you, more say the characters, because there's no exposition to actually tell you much unless it's Hugh. Hugh was the only one who gave you exposition after exposition, but it's all timed and well done. So I really like that a lot. However, it's not enough. And the creature, I want to see more what the creature can do. Can it shapeshift into animals? Can it shapeshift to objects? What can it do? So I know it was on a budget too, because that was the biggest problem too. You know, the budget was just not there for some products in this film. So it was very noticeable too, because you know it was shot in only 4 or 5 locations, which again, it's fair, but at the same time, it wasn't really that good in a way. And I'm talking about in budget wise. And some of the lines do come off as hokey or just pretty much childish. And how everyone just says a cool and calm, somber tone throughout the whole damn film. Look like everyone's taking Xanax. I mean, seriously, you think everyone's taking Xanax? God damn, are you high? Are you smoking that weed? No, because I liked it, but I also disliked it. Because since it was like always in a calm manner mood after the monster left, or when she actually escaped the monster's clutches, everyone's still cool. Everyone's calm the fuck out. But you should get worried. You should be like this and that, right? That's that's a little nitpicking really, but you know what I mean. So the last one I have to say, the biggest aggravation behind is that since the monster itself was mortally wounded or pretty much dead, and they both had Jay and Paul had sex. And again, you already know they're not safe because the camera always points out towards the window or somewhere towards a window type object. You will see a long distance. It's like you see that because it makes you think, is the monster really there? It gives you that euphoria moment that the monster is still looking at them, still watching them, like the Rockwell song, Somebody's Watching Me, or like the Thriller song. Mixing together is pretty much that creature itself. And so Paul had it was a weird scene for Paul, but I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to pass on the curse onto other people, meaning like prostitutes and things like that nature. And to be honest, people who pass it on don't give a fuck. There's a reason why. Because this monster, not that it just walks, it doesn't really talk. If it touches you, you're dead. It is smart. It goes inside your psyche. And pretty much, if you understand what it does, you gotta make sure you stay pretty much sealed off, make sure it doesn't see you. That's one thing about it. Make sure you put some things that are like noisemakers, like broken glass, chains, something that will make the monster like have a hard time getting through a house or so on and so forth. Because again, it can't phase through objects. And it's persistent, really persistent. So going back on that, it's still a good movie. I would say it's a badass summary because this movie's not for everybody because it does start off slow. And you do have weird moments where it's just like, why are we here? Why are you filming these girls way too close? It felt like it was just creepy in a way. You think these girls are really underage, like, are you underage? But they're not. Hopefully they're not. But it just feels like unnatural at times. And there's no parental guidance in this film, meaning the parents don't really give two flying fucks what happens to their kids. And what else? Oh yes, and that's pretty much about it. It's like those small details that was not there, but the other details that the world around them and the nightmare that they live in, and the character development for the main character and Hugh, who was not only in the film, who was only in the film for about 1, 2, 3 scenes, so I think like 15 minutes or so, not that much. It was kind of disappointing too because I liked his character, and he said he didn't really give a fuck. Like, hey, get the fuck away from me! I don't know you motherfuckers. Because hey, pass it on someone else, it might go away. Again, that's pretty stupidly to think, but that's how you survive. And so it was really interesting. And he did feel. And one thing I have to point out that Hugh gave up more character development than all the cast put together because when he drugged Jade after they had sex, he did feel sorry. He did feel very, very remorseful. To him, he didn't want to do it, but he had to do it. And so, yeah, I'm pouring Dr. Pepper over here. Anyways, and since that happened, he was pretty much giving out really cool character development. He's pretty much giving out. He was like a mentor, really, to Jade in a really strange way. Like you have to be very cautious. You cannot pretty much if you don't pass on this curse to anyone else, you're fucked. Because the monster can wait. It's not stupid. It can wait. Because it's like when Jade had sex with Greg, the monster doesn't appear within 3 days. Well, after those 3 days, it appears like you're fucked now. So it knows. It waits. It waits until you actually feel like you're safe or secure, and then it pops in out of nowhere. What's up? What's up in here? Like, oh shit! And so, seriously, when you see that monster, it is just really, really. It's very imaginative. It's very, but your imagination has to go into play here. A good imagination it is, and it's great. It really is just great. But since the budget, and since there's not a lot of character development behind the supporting characters, or one asshole I can't remember his name, and there's no parental guidance too. It made no damn sense. However, again, I say this before, the main actress was great. The main lead actor who was Hugh. Who played Hugh again? I looked that up really, really quickly. Who played Hugh was, or his name is Jeff, really. It's Jack Weary. he was really good too. Gregory did a great job. Everyone else did okay. Again, I hate the friends, I hate the sister, but you didn't get that much to spend time with them. But overall, since they care about their friend, I like them even more because they go to beyond Call of Duty to save their friend from a crazy known entity that they can't see. And so it builds up with a beautiful score. The score just gets you all pumped up for something that's going to go down, really go down. And the monster itself, I love the monster. I really did because it was creative. And I wish they would explore more into that activity. I wish they would explore more into this monster. So if they're going to make a sequel, good. I want them to explore how this monster came to be. You know, if there's actually more than one monster. So why did I like this movie overall? Because it had a message. The message was this: it was like inspiration from if you have sex with like strangers or with your girlfriend or boyfriend is unprotected, you might catch a disease like HIV or STD or what else did it say in this article that I have up? Give me a second. Interpretation was like again sexual. It was like a sexual. It was like a sex ed education or sexual transmitted disease and sexual revelation and tapping into primal annexation. I know I said that word wrong, but it's like a nightmare. Like you can't escape. Well, which is like a virus or STD or AIDS. Put like that. Let's put it like that. AIDS. Imagine this monster is like AIDS, and you try to buy yourself some more time by doing X, Y, and Z. By sleeping with a lot of people, just avoid pretty much don't feel the pain of deep despair of doom or death, which is pretty much this monster. It's the Grim Reaper, really. And so this is a good because beneath the whole the movie itself, it is talking about having sex with strangers that you don't know. Or people who you don't know for a brief moment without wearing protection or wearing any type of jamming, it will come back to bite you in the ass, which is sad to say. And so this monster is not just a fictional monster, but it's also a realized type monster if you think about it. Because you can't see AIDS, really. You can't really see it until it's too late. And like sexual transmitted disease, you can't really see it until it actually flares up. You're kind of screwed in that department. And sexual revelation, let me see what that means too. Give me a second on that one. It was so much behind that movie about it was a sex ed education, really. Sexual liberation. Oh yeah, sexual liberation too, because in the movie itself, the teens do have. The main character does have sex a lot, just to buy herself some more time, and so it was really interesting too. It's like, wow, these kids are that stupid, but these kids are actually believable. Because they think sex means, oh, we actually love each other. Like, no, it's not that. It's pretty much understanding, pretty much caring for somebody. So these characters don't know that meaning yet at all, in a respectful term. But knowing the fact they go out here and just do this and that, fornicate with other people without knowing who they are, really know who they are, because he was an alias. His real name, the actor I'm talking about, Jack Weary, his name was Jeff. Whose girlfriend who died, who was earlier in the film, because it was a one night stand he had, and she must have died, and so he must have had sex with his girlfriend who died in the early parts of the film. So it's all connected. We're all connected in the most weird way. Like for example, you have sex with one person, and have sex with the other person. That's 5 people right there. You have sex with 2 people. That's pretty much 100 people right there. So it's all connected in line of just bodily fluids and HIV. And STDs. So it is a really interestingly pretty much smart educational sex ed movie because they don't do that much swearing and it does keep its minutes very short. It is 100-minute short, which is a good thing and also a bad thing. But overall, I love this movie. It's a badass Sun rating and do check it out when you get some time because it's a really good indie film. And that's all I'm saying, folks. That's been my show. I'm getting the hell out of here. Enjoy my Friday. You all have a good one. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Peace, and always do keep it warm, locked and loaded, and very warm for me because I know I said it twice because it's me, and because I'll stay back for you because you gotta keep it warm because it's all about me. Yeah. That would make no damn sense, right?